So those were the highlights for tonight. Let's stand by now for the big one. Welcome back. Now, the President, John Dramani Mahama, has expressed government disappointment in the West Africa Examinations Council over the reported leakage of at least 3 papers in this year's ongoing West Africa Senior School Certificate Examinations, WAEC. According to the President, WAEC had assured government that it was putting in place measures to avoid such incidences following last year's leakage in the Basic Education Certificate Examinations, BECE.
And so government cannot interfere in its operational affairs. But the government wishes to call on the West African Exams Council to put its house in order. It is most discouraging when students have prepared assiduously for 3 solid years only to be confronted with incidences of examination leakages. Last year in the BECE exam, the BNI was called to investigate an examination leakage. 2 people were indicted and they are currently being prosecuted. WAEC's own investigations, internal investigations, led to the dismissal of 3 WAEC officials. WAEC informed government that it was going to conduct reforms in its exam preparations. We're therefore disappointed at news of a possible leakage in the secondary school certificate exam. We therefore urge WAEC to urgently work to plug all loopholes to protect the integrity of the exams. And I've asked the BNI to work with WAEC and deal drastically with anybody found to be involved in this negative practice.
And the West Africa Examinations Council, WAEC, says anybody found culpable with leaked papers will be severely sanctioned. It has warned schools and candidates to desist from the practice. Public Relations Officer Agnes Kujo explained having foreknowledge before examinations is illegal.
Leakage of 4 papers, oral English, integrated science, social studies and physics in the ongoing West African Senior High School Certificate Examination on social media raised concerns about the integrity of the West African Examination Council, WAEC. But WAEC has assured the compromised papers that leaked and circulated on social media would have been cancelled if it was widespread.
We will take action against candidates who have had foreknowledge.
Public Relations Officer of WAEC, Agnes Kujo, explained some of the supposed leaked papers circulating on social media platforms could be fake and warned candidates to desist from examination malpractices.
Some of the questions that we have seen out there that have answers, we have checked. They are fake. Today, some people even sent to me, they said the literature paper, we checked. It was fake. So you might be here, somebody will just send you something. You understand? You might not have the patience to wait for the paper to be over before you see a past question. And then you say that, oh, the paper is out there. So the fact that you see questions and answers flying about doesn't mean that those are the original questions. And bear in mind,
she admitted the sub-regional body is under-resourced and called for the support of other agencies to enable it undertake its mandate effectively.
We cannot do all the work on our own. WAEC works with other agencies. Our staff strength, I always tell people, is less than even 800. We are not up to 800. And we have over 667 centers.
Meanwhile, a renowned educationist, IKJC, fears the problem could continue if the education structure at the senior high level in particular is not changed to suit the students.
From the nature of the structure of the syllabus, he has to do elective maths, physics, chemistry, biology. All for less than 3 academic years. This is a drain on the students. So it doesn't come as a surprise if some students simply gave up and hope that one day they will be able to lay hands on a leaked paper.
He called for stiffer punishment for WAEC officials who engage in leaking examination papers to serve as a deterrent to others.
If we make a concerted effort to ensure that culprits are dealt with severely, but of course according to the law, even if the problem cannot be entirely eradicated, it will be severely reduced for the benefit of all.
We now have in the studio Professor Clement Jidonu, who is president of the Accra Institute of Technology, to discuss this, what appears to be a very worrying trend. Good evening, sir. It's nice to see you.
Great to see you.
So, I mean, this is worrying. I mean, obviously, if we have children who are going into examinations with leakages, then the integrity of the examination system they're writing itself is in question. And then also there is a trauma those who have worked hard will go through, you know, all of this. Who should we be blaming?
Well, first, my heart goes for the young people who work so hard. We've all gone through this process, prepare for a final school certificate examinations in order to move to university. You are so hopeful that good things will come your way, and then suddenly this thing happened. The problem with the examination leakage issue, there's also an issue of social justice, in a sense that when a leakage is identified in this day and age, it's in the olden days, we do have leakages. This is nothing new. We always have leakages of a sort.
But not the magnitude we're seeing lately.
Well, no, it's almost, what have changed is the technology.
Technology.
Okay? There have always been leaked papers of one type or another, but it's localized at a particular school, 2 or 3 schools. You go there, you identify it, and if it's serious, you then punish the school. Okay? As I said, during my time, there were leakages way back. So what have changed is the technology which is giving it volume.
And speed.
And speed and reach. Okay? And this time, in those days, too, you need to get a printed paper. And you must go around to, you will not even get photocopy to photocopy. So people write the questions and go around from school to school saying that this is a leaked paper. But these days don't need to do that. Just take a picture of it and then you float it on social media.
And then that's it.
Yes, that is what have changed.
But this also means that there is a lot of challenges facing the examination bodies. I'm not singling out WAEC, but WAEC is in the news because they, well, I mean, I think that they have been responsible for organizing examinations. So where they have been unable to ensure that these questions do not leak, then we should squarely put the blame at their doorstep.
Certainly the buck stop at WAEC's desk, no question about that. In fact, this evening I was Googling examination leakage. I saw 3 countries. Ghana, probably my IP is in Ghana, so I pick at Ghana first. I pick at India, okay, around March and April. India. In Kenya, the Kenya National Examination Council Board have been dissolved, okay? They also have leakages. So it's a phenomenon which is being aided by the technology. Certainly, yes, at the end of the day, we got to blame the examination council. You see, the fundamental thing which is happening now is currently the WAEC process of getting questions and then the questions finally materializing into a paper on the desk of the student take 8 stages over a number of weeks, involve many people.
Which shouldn't be,
which shouldn't be, because only one step happens at WAEC's headquarters. I mean, when the question papers are compiled.
Which is an indictment, really. I mean, or you would say it's a matter of resources, maybe resource constraints, so WAEC cannot run all the 8 steps and processes within its control and jurisdiction.
No, it's not resource. It's the nature of the process. They must get a question paper. They must take it. They must transport it to a printer. The printer must print it. They must put it in a strong room. They must take it from the strong room, transport it to the examination centers, lock it up somewhere, take it from there again, take it to the examination room.
It's unbelievable. Why should we go through all these processes?
Because you have a printed examination paper. The only way you could eliminate the problem if there's no printed examination paper. If the paper is printed and transported and distributed, you're always going to run this problem. You see, this time, when the person gets access to one single paper, he blows it on the social media.
And it's gone viral.
Virus. You see, as I say, in the olden days, you can cancel a paper of 1 or 2 schools. These days, the new normal is what we call massive leakage followed by massive cancellation. Once the paper is leaked, it's going to go on the social media. You're not going to blame one school. You're going to cancel everybody's paper.
So let's look at the solution and the way forward. You are suggesting that perhaps we should consider doing what? Electronic-based examinations where we get the questions set electronically. You come sit behind your computer and then you get a unique access code. You log in when it's time to start and bingo, that's it. So easy, isn't it?
It is that straightforward. Sometimes great solutions are very simple. Sometimes it bothers me why WAEC is not going this route. I mean, recently, I don't know which method. The last time when this happened, last year, they came out and said that they have a new system. The new system involves a bag with a padlock, okay, and a coded bag. The padlock key is given to 3 people, okay, spread over all the country. And they said that these 3 people must be there before the bag is open. But these 3 people can collude and open the bag, take the paper out, take the shot of it, distribute it.
But then if it does happen, then you know that you have only 3 people to segregate in the solution.
No. There are 3 sets of people all over the country.
That's serious.
Yes. Every bag have 3 sets of people. So you have about 600 and something.
I know, I can imagine
So you see, the problem with the WAEC system is a human factor. You see, for every security system, it's based on mistrust, not a trust in a gatekeepers with a bunch of keys. It doesn't work that way. That is the problem. The system they claim is going to they've replaced. That system doesn't work.
I mean, we're here discussing technology solution. Yes. What about solutions within the existing systems? I mean, we do print, we transport. Can we not make these steps and processes a little more foolproof so that there won't be leakages, or we will minimize leakages to the barest minimum?
It's tough because there are so many people involved.
Why? What makes
Police
it tough?
people are involved, drivers are involved, computer strong room people are involved, teachers are involved, a lot of people are involved. As I said, this has always been the case. But the leakage could be traced to one place. It's localized. What we are having now is the mass leakage followed by mass cancellation. Now, they've just said that what just happened, they call it what, foreknowledge. Is that correct?
Foreknowledge,
Foreknowledge in what? In a leak paper. Okay?
Not foreknowledge in the subject you're going to
No,
write.
no. Foreknowledge, what he said, I read it very carefully, and I hope that is not the case. That if the paper is leaked 24 hours before, then it's a leaked paper. Then they will proceed to cancel. But if the paper is less than few hours before, they call it foreknowledge. A paper leak is a paper leaked.
It doesn't matter how many hours it has been leaked.
It has been leaked. I think the reason why they might have taken this decision, which is a very dangerous decision, is that they want to, the last time the parents were very upset, which is justified so. Yeah. The children were traumatized, which nobody liked. So in order to minimize that now, they turn around and say that, well, it's a foreknowledge. In fact, they say the paper left their premises. Okay, it might have been leaked when it down the line. That 8 steps I'm telling you about.
Shifting the goalposts.
That's correct. But at the end of the day, I can tell you, before this exam period ends, we may get other leaks. The question is that if these keys are there and the people who are leaking the paper, now you have 2 different terminologies. If it's leaked 24 hours before, it's a leak. They'll proceed to cancel.
If it's leaked an hour or 2 hours, it's foreknowledge.
It's foreknowledge. So what it means is that the people who leak the paper will now become smarter. Guys, let's not leak it now. Let's leak it some few hours before the time. The paper will not be
This is embarrassing, would you say that? Or you're charitable enough not to say that?
Well, I will not say that, but I don't want to believe that that is what he's saying. If he's saying that foreknowledge is, it can be leaked for a few hours, it's okay.
Let me ask you, if you have a growing child, yes, would you feel confident that your child will go through the examining system of WAEC and then grow out to be a doctor or anything? would you trust the system to give your child the relevant test of his or her competences?
But I think the school system is okay. It's the examination system which have some problem which can be fixed. It can be fixed. Okay? It can be fixed with technology. It's not rocket science. It can be done. It's a question of having a will to do it. If you continue on this platform, you see, it doesn't matter how fast you move in the wrong direction, you're going to reach the wrong destination. What we are doing now, the president is very upset about what happened. He has the right to be upset. But when we continue to use these steps, printing papers, get a lot of people involved.
We're doing the same thing in cycles.
Yes, because it did it like, I mean, less than a year ago, we had a leak and we all make a lot of noise about it. I was in this studio, we talk about the same thing. I'm sure, and I said that this paper will be leaked again. So I think, in fact, the people who leak the paper actually watch us on
I know, I can
watching
imagine.
and say, these guys.
Professor Clement Jidonu, interesting conversation we've had there. Thanks very much for your time. Professor Clement Jidonu is the president of the Accra Institute of Technology. And you're watching News at 10 here, live from our studios at TV3. My name is Stephen Enti. We'll be right back with more.